Annette, Konstantin, Lana, Robert and Susanna are preparing to go on patrol. They come from Germany, Hungary, Romania and the United Kingdom, and work for the EU monitoring mission in Georgia. EUMM was deployed in the immediate aftermath of the August 2008 war. Over 200 civilian monitors were sent by EU member states to monitor the observance of the EU-mediated six-point agreement, which ended the conflict. At the time, the quick deployment of the mission allowed to assist the return of several tens of thousands of people to their homes. EUMM's priorities are to ensure that there is no return to hostilities and to facilitate the resumption of a safe and normal life for the local communities living in the conflict areas. The mission also aims to build confidence and trust between the conflict parties and to accurately inform EU policymakers. The monitors arrive at a Georgian police checkpoint in the vicinity of the administrative boundary line. They ask the Georgian police officers who were manning the checkpoint on that day how they would assess the security situation.
Ever since our deployment, we were patrolling day and night in the areas adjacent to administrative boundary lines to South Ossetia and Abkhazia. Our efforts were primarily directed to observing and monitoring the security and humanitarian situation on the ground. Based on our daily observations, we are providing EU policymakers with accurate and impartial reports about the situation on the ground.
I just saw these public bus and shoot to the other side of the fence. Where does that go to?
ავტობუსი დავინახეთ იქ რომ
იქ
იქ არის დამონტაჟებული, იმდენს დამონტაჟეს რაღაც. არის ვიდეო კამერები რაღაცა. აი მანდვე, კაკა.
We pay particular attention to the impact of installation of physical and other obstacles on local communities, freedom of movement and livelihood. We also report about the people's difficulties to access agricultural land, social services, schools or religious sites.
A very important part of EUMM's mission is to understand the impact of borderisation on local communities. And I'm standing here next to an irrigation ditch where the water is flowing across and is divided by a fence. This irrigation water is very important for farmers who rely on agriculture for their livelihoods. But borderisation impacts on many fronts for communities. For school children regarding access to education, there are many instances where children need to cross to schools. People who have had land for generations, very often borderisation means that fences are actually put across the middle of people's field, in some cases after the crops have been sown, so they no longer be able to go there at harvest time to actually harvest those crops.
One of the mission's key tools to prevent tensions and respond to incidents along the administrative boundary lines is the Incident Prevention and Response Mechanism, IPRM. The mechanism aims to facilitate the exchange of information between conflict parties. It consists of regular meetings and a hotline that can be activated around the clock. Over the years, the IPRM has been a very useful tool to help solve problems at the local level. It has, for instance, prompted the release of detainees and facilitated the safety of agricultural work in the vicinity of the administrative boundary lines with Abkhazia and South Ossetia.
Whenever an incident or other security-related issue occurs, we facilitate the exchange of information between the parties in order to help clarify the situation. It's an effective and fast means of communication. We have a hotline, a direct telephone line which can be activated by any conflict party 24/7.
The EU monitoring mission in Georgia has been on the ground since October 2008. Our key goal is to maintain stability. Today, the mission is the only monitoring presence on the ground. We patrol, we report 24/7. We closely follow the security situation and the lives of the people affected by the conflict and its aftermath. The unbiased information we provide helps decision makers in the EU shape their policies regarding the Georgia conflict. The EUMM is strongly committed to building confidence and promoting dialogue. We play a leading role in meetings and communications which reduce tensions on the ground. We do this day in and day out. With 200 monitors, the mission represents a steadfast commitment by the EU to stability in this region. A more stable neighborhood also means more safety and more security for the EU and its citizens.